A very good morning to class 8th. Here is Kaushalya Rajpurohit, your English teacher, and today we are going to discuss chapter The Power of Determination. It is written by Bert Dubin, who is a motivational speaker. He tours the world delivering heart-stirring speeches and helps other speakers become master speakers. The Power of Determination is a true story about athlete Glenn Cunningham, who was horribly burned in a schoolhouse fire at the age of 8. Doctors predicted that he would never walk again, but how he overcome all the obstacles and became an athlete. So this is the story about Glenn. Okay, so let us start. The power of determination. The little house or schoolhouse was heated by an old fashioned pot bellied coal stove. A 8-year boy named Glenn had the job of coming to school early each day so that he could use kerosene to start the fire and warm the room before his teacher and his classmate arrived. One cold morning, someone mistakenly filled the kerosene container he used with gasoline and the disaster struck. The class and the teachers arrived to find the schoolhouse engulfed in flames. Terrified on realizing that Glenn was inside, they rushed in and managed to drag the unconscious boy out of the flaming room more dead than alive. He had major burns over the lower half of his body and was taken to the hospital nearby. From his bed, the dreadfully burned, semi conscious Glenn faintly heard the doctor talking to his mother. The doctor told his mother that her son would surely die, which was for the best, really, for the terrible fire has devastated the lower half of his body. But the brave boy held on to the life. Glenn made up his mind that he would survive, and somehow, to the amazement of the physician, he did so. He again heard the doctor and his mother speaking quietly. The mother was told that since the fire had destroyed so much flesh in the lower part of his body, it would almost be better if he had died, since he was doomed to be a lifetime cripple with no use at all of his lower limbs. His mother refused to let the doctor amputate. Once more, this brave little boy made up his mind. He would not be a cripple confined to a wheelchair. He just thought he would walk, but unfortunately, Glenn had no motor ability from the waist down. His thin, scared legs just dangled there, all but lifeless. Ultimately, Glenn was released from the hospital. Every day after his mother and father would massage his little legs, but there was no feeling, no control, nothing. Yet his determination that he would walk was as strong as ever. When he wasn't in bed, he was confined to a wheelchair. One sunny day, his mother wheeled him out into the yard to get some fresh air. This day, instead of sitting there, he threw himself from the chair. Glenn pulled himself across the grass, dragging his legs behind him. He worked his way to the white picket fence bordering their yard. With great effort, he raised himself up on the fence. Then, stack by stack, he began dragging himself along the fence, determined that he would walk. He started to do this every day until he wore a smooth path all around the yard beside the fence. There was nothing he wanted more than to develop life in those legs. Ultimately, through his daily massage, Glenn's iron persistence and his resolute determination, He did develop the ability first to stand up, then to walk with the help, and then walk by himself, and then miraculously to run. Glenn began to run to school. He ran for the sheer joy of running and being able to run. He ran everywhere that he could. The people in his town would often see him run by on his way to who he knows where and smile. Later in college, Glenn made the track team, where his tremendous determination paid off. He eventually received the nickname Kansa Flyer. In February 1934, in New York City's famed Madison Square Garden, this young man who was not expected to survive, who would surely never walk, who could never hope to run. This determined young man, Dr. Glenn Cunningham, ran the mile in 4 minutes and 8 seconds, the world's fastest indoor mile. Later, that same year, in a prestigious outdoor track meet, he shaved another second off his record to run the world's fastest mile of that time. So, class, this is the story of Dr. Glenn Cunningham, and this story tells us that determination is one of the most valuable asset you can have in your life. If you have it, you will have everything you want in your life. You are successful or unsuccessful to the extent you are determined or committed to your goal. This is what Glenn did, right? He was determined to walk and at last he became the athlete, right? So, this is a very beautiful story, and I hope you have understood the topic. Thank you.